Welcome guys, part 2. Vexed tourists I went to go over, but the two kids ran in before she could. Oh.
Come on, Grace. Gracie. Grace. Grace. Grace.
Can you get them just to stand like that?
Oh, sorry.
You went, what you got?
English ladies. So they're all bloody stood there with their cameras out. Yes, in fact. But then again, so are the tourists. Okay, so I'm now starting to think that Blige. Did she not say Blige something Lashadka? Lashadka or Lashadki? Horses in Russian. I was convinced that Blige was a Polish word. Help me, put me out of my misery, guys. Blige, where is that word from? Which language? The look of delight. Any of you that didn't see part 1, folks, a super interesting chat with Jen and Darian from the US. Don't miss part 1 today. And of course, very funny incident with the girl getting a rub down from the horse, whereas it's normally, as we know, the tourists that rub down the horse.
Okay, 2 carpets. You take the.
We're looking at this moment at Shackleton, guys. At the other end we've got, oh god, here we go, Monty. Why do I have such trouble remembering that name? Probably because on the stable list this is Montgomery. I know that everyone calls Montgomery Monty after our famous World War II leader in North Africa. However, that said, we missed it. Kids and bros were doing gang signs, which is odd because I think they were their mum. But never mind, it is what it is. Meanwhile, bro is like strong. Folks, any of you wondering why the back is closed, as explained in part 1, are allowed in the tunnel. However, the tunnel is deserted. Why is it deserted? Well, because at the moment, as I walk into the tunnel, with the gates closed in all 3 directions, there is a memorial service going on beyond those gates for the Scots Guards folks. This is why we've got some people enjoying a very, very rare moment of being able to get good pictures at the tunnel entrance. In fact, that's an exceptionally rare moment to get pictures here because it's always open. It opens actually very, very early in the morning. I can't remember if they opened it at 7 AM or 8 AM. Well, I've walked through there many times way before the first horses come out. But again, it might depend on time of the year. I'm not sure if it's summer and winter opening hours. Could well be. Hey, alright? I've seen you for a long time. All good? Hola, lucky man.
You're right.
You enjoyed it, yeah? Good time. Notice as well, guys, that we've got over the road an outside broadcast vehicle, BBC. I wonder if they know something's going to happen at the MOD today. Unless, potentially, some Scots Guards might well come. Naturally, they can't come through here because it's closed. I don't know if there's going to be any kind of march to the MOD, but then again, the Guards Memorial is on horseguardsparade. The Gurkha Memorial is over on the street opposite the Ministry of Defence. Tourists are really enjoying the fact that the back is closed. I personally would have no opposition to the back remaining closed. Okay, yes, I wouldn't be able to make my jokes about the deluge of people looking for food and so on. However, and this is what's important, in my opinion, avoiding that crush. I think it's a great idea to avoid that crush. Would there be any detrimental impacts on what happens here if the back gates were permanently closed? I don't think there would, in all honesty. But it will never happen. Why? Because MOD property right of way. Even the police are going to be surprised when they decide to come through and realise that they can't get in because it's closed. Oh, there we already saw. It's a very, 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 very chill day here in St. London today, which is pretty unusual, I must say. But Monty's super enjoying the weather. Look at that. That's a very happy horse. The problem is people are going to have a horse in their pictures with his eyes closed.
Oh, amazing, thank you very much. It's going to be right here, okay?
You can probably hear behind me now the marching band. That's the arrival, in fact, of the Scots Guards. Will be accompanied by a marching band, and the time is exactly 12:15. Yeah, the ceremony is at 12:30. So I'm pretty glad actually that I didn't decide to go and video that in the end, because it would 100% have meant that part 1 today would have been a no-go on YouTube. It would be a real pity to lose an hour's worth of video. It's absolutely delighted, look. Don't nip her bag, horsey. It's so cute. Some of the toys are so cute though. Some of them literally fall in love with the horse straight away. Amazing when you see that. It's so much better actually when the back gates are closed now. It's just like chill here, super chill. Yeah. Yeah, so much better. Even the police are having a good day, everyone's having a good day. Absolutely loving that green colour there. I'm sure something just happened. Right? It's closed, so I can't think what could have happened. Oh, did you get in trouble?
No.
Oops. Somebody do something silly.
No, it's still inside in the...
Thank you, nice to meet you.
Oh, you mean there's people putting silly pictures and stuff in the tunnel?
The guard.
Of course, it's flicking through his glass, isn't it?
Look what he's doing. They're doing acrobatic inside of the barracks.
I think, to be honest, they're probably happy today because it's a real easy day for all of these guys, no?
Look,
So much better.
It's nearly so fun.
I'm not sure about that though, to be honest. I'm not sure they'd be a bit. It's funny. It's very funny.
Do you think we're gonna post it?
Actually, in fact, I would because you can't see who it is.
Yeah,
I think it's
you
fine.
cannot see them.
If it was, for example, you could see their face when they fell on the floor, I definitely wouldn't post that. But I would post that because it's anonymous.
Yeah, it's like a funny
They, in fact, will actually laugh about that.
They're gonna see as well. They're gonna funny, but they're gonna get laugh. Oh, they got us.
That was a good catch through the gates as well, for sure.
That's why it's standing here.
Oh, do you
Other
look
time.
at the one with the guy all like that? Oh goodness. The thing is, I actually prefer it like this with the back gates closed. It's quieter, but at the same time, it's really, really easy. Ah, look, damn it, just missed this. Look at this, folks. So sorry, I missed it, guys. Look at this. Actually, I'm going to run up the street a little bit to try and catch it because these horses are really unusual. Look at this, City of London Police. Look how unusual these two horses are. Beautiful, actually. Let me try and ask the officer what the name is. Officer, can I ask the name of your horse? George. Thank you. George, what an absolute beauty that one is. Amazing, really unique. Another one called George. That isn't the George we saw before, is it? The two police at the front, the reason that they've got those red and white bands around their riding hats is that they're City of London Police, whereas their three colleagues at the back are Metropolitan Police Mounted Branch. Now, why do we have City of London Police in? Well, sometimes, if there are public events or if there are not enough Met mounted officers available for a day, they would draft in City of London Police at the weekend, because the City of London at the weekend is, I wouldn't quite go as far as saying it's dead, but it's very, very, very quiet. Hence them having the officers available to support their colleagues in the Met. What I was laughing at with my friend, he got a video. Beyond this stable gates, one of the troopers was was doing some acrobatics, did a handstand, or tried to do a handstand, and then fell over. However, as you heard me say, I said to him, I don't think it's a problem to post it because you can't identify the trooper. The shade and light, you can't see who it is. So I don't think it's a problem. You know, no one's privacy is being breached inside the barracks, as it's, you know, an anonymous individual that tried to do a headstand and fell over. It's kind of funny, to be honest. A unique moment. Shows that the troopers are in a good mood today as well, if they're having little acrobatic competitions at the back of the yard. Okay, it's the chitsman that we had here yesterday, who absolutely didn't take any nonsense at all from the tourists yesterday. I don't think there's much chance of transgressions happening today because you can see the yard is gloriously devoid of tourists. See? There's even space and time for the tourists to take the picture, to pause, turn back and say thank you. Rare. So if the museum's going to open at 1, so will the gates, and the time now is 12:22. So I'm pretty sure at some point later in this video we'll see the gates being heaved back open. Guys, listen. It's so quiet in the yard. You could actually hear a pin drop. Love it. I can really love it. Colours at the front made today are just beautiful. Crowd look. God, of course. Beautiful blue sky. In fact, that's so pretty. It could be a painting. Actually, this is an interesting one. There's a group that I haven't come across before, actually. It's a tour group. I'm just trying to see what it says. It says Muslim history tours on her flag. Haven't come across this before. I'd actually love to know. I'm going to Google that to see what is on the itinerary for this group in particular. It's a brilliant thing, I think, actually. And the absolute glorious colours on this side. Wow, love it. Perfect example of the fact that what happens here, the horses, the guards and so on, transcends all the usual nonsense which divides us, i.e. politics and religion. It's one of those rare moments where everyone is exactly the same, focused on the horses, the weather, the architecture, and, more importantly, the history. Muscles in the horse's neck, in Shackleton's neck. The camera picks up so much more cleanly than my own eyes, which is extraordinary. Actually, most of the time I prefer to look at what's happening on the screen as opposed to what's happening in real life beyond the screen. Actually, maybe to be honest, that's why the videos do seem quite immersive, because I do spend most of my time looking at the screen as opposed to looking beyond the screen. In other words, the vision or view that I try to present in the videos is what I'm looking at most of the time as I'm filming them via the screen.
Walk through the middle, go through the arch now.
Oh, they're about to find out that they can't go through the arch because it's closed. It's okay. They closed it. They closed it, chap.
Oh, they closed it?
Yeah. I was going to stay closed until about 1:30 because there's a memorial at the back today. So, yeah, a bit annoying, eh? But it is what it is. You know, we're all kind of...
Apart from that, any other interesting stories today?
Oh, I mean, what can I say?
Do you remember me from last time?
I do remember you from last time. That's what I was hoping that you talked to me. We did had a super interesting conversation. Personally, which way were you heading generally? Towards the palace or towards Big Ben?
We were going to go to the cannon at the back.
You can still get to the cannon. Actually, no, you can't, in fact. The whole parade ground's closed until they finish it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what's more interesting.
Well, we could go here. Go in here? Or this
Yeah, the yard's still open. Yeah. I never noticed the Muslim history tours group before.
Yeah.
What are like the highlights that you like to show the group?
Yeah, it's we've got Ottoman Cannon here. You've got connections to the William Shakespeare.
Uh-huh.
You've got Trafalgar Square. Different places around London. We actually run a sightseeing possible.
Ah, really?
This person, by the way, runs a TikTok channel.
Oh God, don't
YouTube
do
channel as well.
You're going to embarrass me.
Commentary as well. And I've seen here many times we've actually we conversed over social media as well. What was your tag? It was London something, isn't it?
London City Walks.
London
Yeah.
City Walks. That's it.
Thank you. You're a gent. Thank you very much. Enjoy, yeah.
Come inside into the yard.
Enjoy. I didn't want to mention it, guys, because it's been a while since he and I spoke. I wasn't sure he would remember me, but he did, and he's an absolute gent. Real pleasure to talk to him. One of the nicest people here. But I'm glad you remember me because we have spoken many times before privately, and he's a thoroughly lovely person. Great to see that what interests all of us. For example, when we visit Muslim countries, there are so many things that we find interesting. Me personally, Morocco is the highlight for me. But it's a wonderful thing to see that groups from abroad travelling here have the same fascination with our history and culture as I do with theirs. As I said before, folks, we're all the same at the end of the day. He's happy that the yard is open, and I'm happy for him that he's happy the yard is open because the group looked delighted. He really, actually, genuinely made me blush in front of his whole group. That really made me go like a little English tomato. Okay, back with Monty. Oh, sorry.
Okay, ¿va alguien para allá más? Okay.
He's getting his nose scratched a lot today. Oh, the first sacrifice, guys, of actually, I think of the weekend even. Look, child with a guard teddy bear. No, I know him. He's a really nice guy. They wanted to see the cannon at the back. Yeah, I don't know why, but it's on his tour. So he's going to wait around a little bit, and then if not, go to Big Ben instead. Never mind. They're going to open it at 1 o'clock. They'll open the gates. Yeah, the museum. Yeah, museum opens at 1 as well. So back to normal soon. Look, disgruntled jogger. Look, she's like mega vexed. Everyone's vexed actually going through and realizing that it's closed. I kind of understand if you got your regular route, because often, of course, you time yourself when you're jogging. Oh, that was lucky. That was close. See? How long has it been since we see the guy go in and out? Most of the times when he's done his rounds today, he's come to the front, gone straight back in again. Why? No concerns from his colleagues on horseback. Gloriously chilled day. However, as expected, the tour groups are starting to arrive en masse now. I'm not sure, to be honest, if that's good or bad. I'll need to give it some thought. Massive Monty shaking his giant head. I didn't tickle it. Did you? You saw Abdul's video? Oh, the guy's falling open the stables. Somebody, one of the guys did a headstand, and he's behind the scenes acrobatic lessons. Yeah. That's an amazing moment to capture.
Yeah, that's behind the head. I think the guy really gonna tell you very good eyesight and doing that.
To be honest, because you can't see him, I think it's perfectly fine to post it.
It's too bright. I can't even see it.
You never wear sunglasses?
Two of us doing that, but I didn't realize we saw behind the gate.
He was just in exactly the right spot.
And then you can see what they're doing.
Yep. Which, to be honest, I didn't have a problem with that, and the guards didn't have a problem with it either. But as long as individual faces aren't shown, I don't see it being a problem.
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, it's still public, even though it's beyond the gate.
You can even recognize it.
That far back.
That's dark as well. So we
The silhouette of somebody falling on the floor.
His back is just flat.
Yeah.
That's the good one.
That was a good moment because there were people putting their legs up and doing stupid things like all kind of like this at the tongue as well. Honestly, this is why it's better when the back gates are closed. No? I really do think it is. It won't last. Yeah, everyone's walking through, in fact, hoping to get to the back. The yard is pretty busy again. Such a thorough chap, this guy. He really, really, really knows his stuff, and he's always super informative to his group. Notice that unlike a lot of the guys, the group are fascinated with what he's telling them. He's personable, knowledgeable, and most importantly of all, exceedingly professional. If all the tour guys were like him, they'd be rich, I can tell you that. Actually, where did the trooper go? He must have gone for a... Actually, where did the trooper go? See, look, he's now pointing out about the fact that on the clock, the number 2 has a black mark. Why does it have a black mark? Because the 2 marks the time when Charles I was executed here on Whitehall, just beyond these gates. That's why, if I zoom up myself, a lot of you know this already, but for those of you that don't, you can see the black mark. See that? Sorry if it's not particularly stable, it's really hard to hold it at this angle. I actually don't know where the trooper's gone, folks. Trooper Chitzman is there on this side. Trooper Gatesman has absolutely vanished. Oh, no, he's back. There's actually another vehicle that's just turned up, outside broadcast vehicle. I wonder what they're waiting for. Look, there are two now. Strange that they would just turn up there, unless there's perhaps a public greeting, arrival, VIP maybe coming to the Ministry of Defence tomorrow morning. They're just setting up. No, there won't be a problem. I know the guy. It's a professional tour group, Muslim tour group. He's a super nice guy. He knows all the history. He's literally probably one of the best yeah, he's a brilliant tour guide. You were hoping they'd be naughty, but no, they're best behaved, honestly, they really are. It's funny, guys, actually. I'm going to make this point because it's been brought up in so many of the videos. So many of you I say you, so many people that have commented on some of the videos where we've had the Hasidic Jews that stand and stare at the guards or whatever. Even in yesterday's video, in fact, somebody mentioned this. They said, why don't you film other groups doing that? Why didn't you film blacks doing that? Why didn't you film Indians doing that? Why don't you film Muslims doing that? Every single comment you could think of have been on those videos. In other words, why do you only film this group doing that? Hello? Because that's the only group that does it. Okay? It is the only group that does it. If you don't believe me, look on Busker's channel. Look on any of the other big London channels where we have lots and lots of people congregating here in front of the arches. It doesn't happen, okay? It only happens with that specific group. It's a cultural thing. It's purely a cultural thing. And it's funny because you might notice that I never mention whether the people that are standing right in front of the arches being a pain in the whatever to the guards, and the guards really dislike it, believe me. I never even mentioned, and I never titled a single video, a Jewish group or this group, whatever, do this. It's always idiot tourists, stupid tourists. In other words, it doesn't matter where somebody's from. It doesn't matter their religion. It doesn't matter their ethnic background. What matters is the behaviour that is exhibited here when they are in close proximity to the guards. So I thought this, in fact, perfect day with a very large Muslim group in the yard to clear up the reasons why those videos often focus on those groups, because those are the only groups that do it. Okay? If you're searching for other videos of, I don't know, French tourists, whatever, this and the rest of it, yeah, all groups harass the guards, all groups are stupid, all groups take the mick. And if you notice, looking through, as somebody pointed out yesterday on the Chinese video, why did you label it Chinese kid blocks the guard? Hello? For the same reason I label Spanish kids get told off by the police. French kids get chucked out of the yard. Nigerian kids are very well behaved when they visit horse guards. German kids get shouted at by the guard. In other words, the videos are always labelled as accurately as possible in terms of where the group are from. Okay? And that's helped in the past to identify that certain groups are massively more respectful typically than certain other groups. US tourists, typically like Canadians, the most respectful here, followed by people that are from other countries that either have strong military presence or have a royal family. So, for example, one thing we would never, ever, ever see here are Moroccan visitors being disrespectful. It would never happen. For the same reason that in their own country, the king is absolutely, the Moroccan king is revered. And it's the same here. They were absolutely super respectful. Especially as the King of Morocco, previous King of Morocco, was very good friends with our late Queen Elizabeth II. So there are certain countries and nationalities where there would never, ever, ever, ever be an issue here, just because they've been brought up in a way to not only respect their elders and their culture, but also to respect the monarchy. So that hopefully, once and for all, puts an end to the reasons why only a certain group are featured in the serious, weird, staring at the guard, congregating around the guard. And it's interesting because the video people complained about was the video where the police got involved and threw the whole group out. It's like, hello? So either you're saying the police are wrong to throw the whole group out, I'm wrong to film it, or I filmed it and the police threw them out, all because they're from a certain ethnicity. It's not even ethnicity, from a certain religious background. Yeah. Extraordinary, isn't it, really, folks? I mean, I hope sort of by explaining it rationally and breaking it down in that way, that will completely, permanently put to bed the speculation as to why certain groups do tend to feature on these videos far more than others. Because when I think back to how many people over the past month or two since the first of those series of videos appeared, how many people I've had to permanently ban from the channel for their offensive comments. Yep, it's always on that topic. People saying the channel is this, the channel is that, the channel has anti-Semitic elements. You know what? Take your nonsense comments elsewhere. Don't infest my channel with that kind of rubbish. This channel doesn't have a political, religious, and ethnic, or any other bias at all. It's a channel that's focused on the household cavalry, and more importantly, what happens here with public and tourist interactions with the household cavalry at Horseguards on Whitehall in London. So I thought I'd clear that up permanently, and hopefully I just did, because yeah, there won't be any patience or tolerance for people that are trying to paint the channel as having a certain agenda. There is no agenda. If people didn't behave as stupidly or disrespectfully, they wouldn't, 1, get filmed, 2, get criticised, and 3, get thrown out. It's not really hard to figure it out, is it? It really isn't. Now, we've got roughly 20 minutes till they all open the gates. Will that make a difference? It might. The only negative to that being the fact that I will be almost, regrettably, sadly and unfortunately, at the end of part 2. There will not be a part 3. I have a game of snooker this afternoon. To be honest, it's going to be a bit tight already. I'm not going to have even time to change. I'm going to go straight there from here. It seems, folks, that you really enjoyed yesterday's video. Do you prefer it when I start off walking, for example, either by the phone boxes or Trafalgar Square, and sort of lead into the video? Or, honestly, people, do you think that that takes away valuable minute time from the video? Because an introductory video will typically have anywhere between 5 and 15 minutes of me walking somewhere or explaining something before the action, as it were, begins here at Horseguards. Now, I do sometimes worry about that because it does take away the time that is available for filming the horses or what happens in the yard. So let me know in the comments, guys, if you'd prefer me to get straight into the action, i.e. no a little strolls around, admiring the architecture in this lovely weather, or pretty much get to Horseguards and then switch on the camera. I think the majority of you would say the former. You know, a little bit of everything mixed in, then the arrival at Horseguards. I do kind of try, most of the videos do begin here at Horseguards, but I do try sometimes, especially if I see an interesting thing. Like yesterday, the girls trying to squash in the phone box. I wasn't even ready to start the video, but I thought, you know what? That is a pretty, you know, kind of cute and interesting moment, and I've never seen that before, so let's start the video. It happens. I do often tend to get lucky with unusual moments, either when we had the very, very tall lifeguard the other day walking through the crowd, the girls in the phone box, just other things that we see here. So I try my best to make it kind of varied, but obviously, you know, there are certain limitations. This roughly square mile of central London, you've seen most of it in the videos. But I mean, I'm just looking now at the channel stats, guys, and something is clearly being done the right way, because in the past 4 weeks we went from 50k to 55k. We just broke the 55k mark, guys, which is a 10% increase in 1 month. I think that's actually the largest increase in a single month since the channel began, and the views are very high as well, folks. We're now into the millions, plural, and tens of millions in terms of minutes watched per month, which is really the key dynamic. To get about, a lot of people sort of talk about number of views the channel has. Views don't mean a thing. Why? A lot of the time people will click on a video, oh, not for me, or wrong channel, click away. In other words, a view could be a 1 second, or even, you know, a fraction of a second worth of somebody looking at a video. That doesn't equal a tangible stat in terms of how successful a channel is. Also, a lot of channels publish these little shorts, 10, 15, 20, 30-second videos. That goes to the view count total. The single most important measurement of success of a channel is watched minutes. Okay, that variable is the most important by far, because it shows sustained interest in the content over a period of time. More importantly, the more videos watched and liked, the more the YouTube algorithm pushes it. So watched minutes per month is the key metric for a channel's success. And thanks to all of you, the watched minutes are going absolutely ballistic, guys. They really are. I was surprised, actually. We've seen almost a 30% increase in the past month. And we are talking millions of minutes per week. In other words, thousands and thousands of hours per day being watched. A couple of videos have had more than 100,000 hours in a week, which is just, to me, it's mind-boggling. Emirates fly better. It is very, 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 very chill here today. Actually gives me a chance to think before I speak, which is why my narration might be somewhat more on the ball and natural compared to some days when it's busy and I'm having to worry about falling over and getting owned. Hiya. All right? Yeah? Good? Good to see you. They close it for a while at the back. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Another super tour guide. He's very nice as well. Horseguards needs like a kind of a website with a real-time calendar where they update on closes and that kind of stuff. And the arc, look at this arc of joy. It's a very, very well constructed arc around the front here, isn't it? Look. Lovely, actually, to be honest. Really nice. Good thing to see. Let's see if teacher's going to keep his group in order. It is, I believe, a very large Italian group that just turned up. Teacher's turn.
Incagnato. Sì, va la pista, va.
I like the fact the kid pulled his friend back because the small girl was going over to get a picture with her dad. Very nice to see that, actually. The thing is, they've noticed that there are a lot of people filming it for YouTube. So now they're debating whether to go back and get a picture. I don't think they're going to go back to the horse after the way they just looked at all of us. I think they've had enough. Pity, actually. I was hoping they wouldn't notice us, but never mind. I guess 10 cameras in a row kind of gives it away. I wonder if that bag is from Yves Saint Laurent. Hard to tell. Hard to tell if it's YSL. Oop. I think actually the gatesman's got one more round. Actually, no, it hasn't. It's 10 already. Wow. Now the thing is, if the museum is supposed to open at 1, there's still no guarantee 100% that the back gates will open at 1. Instinctively, it should all open at the same time. But I can't see the police going opening the gates kind of mid changeover. Guess we'll see. Okay, but with Monty guys for a little while.
Ayan yung picture. Send mo na lang. Wala. Taka na dun. Nentra ka na.
Oh, try again.
Kita mo.
Uh-oh. I knew it. The second, even though his body language really moved. Yeah.
I thought you were just waiting for someone. Sorry, I'm in the meeting.
No, of course not. No, go ahead. Sorry for in your way. Yeah, I don't know why. I just knew it at that point. You could just tell sometimes, no? It's annoying that do you have people shouting at me like, get off the rails? I mean, the guards don't even need shouting, the calls do it for them. Wow, that was extraordinary. I hope the microphone picked it up, guys. How many people shouted in the car, get off the reins, including his own friends.
Yeah.
It really seems that maybe the signs have actually had, over time, their intended effect. Because it's incredibly rare to see somebody actually just march over and grab them as forcefully as he did. But equally, a year ago we wouldn't have had groups of tourists telling him, hey, don't touch the reins. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, to be honest. Once he's like, okay, you've had your time, get out of my space.
Takpan mo yung babae, yung may lag.
What did that idiot just say?
Sige pa, malayo ka.
What did he say? Did he threaten? Did he make a threat? I wasn't watching the screen.
Kaya mo yan.
I just want to speak to you.
Sundan yung babae.
What an absolute bellend. Let's hope he comes back over. Damn, I'm really annoyed I didn't see that. I would have spoken to him. Yeah? I mean, stupid, drunk or not. Sorry folks, I actually wasn't looking at the screen, we were just typing in about that that rain grab. Officers at the front, 4 of them. So if Dopey comes back over, we'll see what he has to say this time. Just a heads up, the guy in the England football shirt, I don't know what it was, but we think he said something threatening to the guards. Where's he gone? Oh, he's vanished. Yeah, there he is, look. He's off his head, off his nut. Drunk, yeah. Drunk. Now he's getting on with the police. What an absolute weirdo. Look. Just a bit of a meltdown and marched off across the street. Like, what? Some of the weird people that you get here, honestly. He definitely swore at the guard. My friend next to me whispered it in my ear. Did you see it? Yeah. He's like trying to say something to the guard. He's just like, get out of here. There's always one here every time. Yeah. Drunk English football supporter. He had a real huff then, actually. When the policeman talked to him, he was off. Oh. Dumb. Very strange. Clock's being opened up. Oh, meanwhile, someone on the inside. Mate, I actually thought for a second it was my friend. This is not. You're not allowed to walk into this area. This area is closed. It's like private.
There's no sign.
Yeah, but there isn't a sign that says you can't go into Buckingham Palace for tea with the king. But you're not. No. What he's trying to explain to you is in here is okay, but in there is not. In this bit.
Okay, it's
yeah.
closed.
Here is absolutely fine. Yeah. All good. I thought it was you. Bro, like, seriously. I thought it was you then. Oops, yeah, slightly awkward moment there. Bit of misunderstanding. Trying to explain to them that anyone's allowed in the yard. Obviously anyone's allowed in the yard. Uh-oh. This guy just doesn't want to listen. Look. Bro. And the troopers on it as well, look. Okay, I guess we're inside for this one, folks. They're about to change. Definitely the horses will change, and potentially the 2 guards on foot will change as well.
They were very angry a minute ago.
They were, because the group didn't quite understand that they're not allowed to go inside here. And they were trying to argue that there's no sign so we can go anywhere. But I said to him, there's not a sign at the front of Buckingham Palace that says you can't have tea with the king.
Right.
It's, it's logic, isn't it, really?
I'm still waiting for my invitation.
Oh, goodness.
Like my husband's day. We have horses at home. Not quite this grand.
Which are you from a horsey state in the US?
No, I am not. I'm
No?
from Boston.
You're from... Oh,
But we have 4 horses.
that's so strange. I was speaking to 2 ladies that were from Boston this morning.
Oh, no way.
Actually here in the yard.
Oh, that's funny.
So I'm guessing you Bostonians really love English history. I mean,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we do have this kind of the Tea Party kind
Yeah,
of
exactly.
connection,
A
don't we?
love-hate relationship.
Yeah, that's
Kinda
true.
kicked them out.
Yeah, you did. You were like, you know what, you English guys, get out, give us our country.
Yeah.
Yep. But it's interesting to see sometimes the cultural misunderstandings here, because they didn't mean to do anything wrong, but at the same time,
At the
they
same
didn't
time, right.
understand when they tried to explain it.
We don't have all the pomp and circumstance where we are.
Oh, well, not until Trump comes back, I guess. I knew you'd roll out of that. Is that like your greatest fear for this year?
I think I'm going to move here.
Oh, really?
I might be better off.
Emigrate back to England. Wow.
There's no good choices.
It's true, actually, really.
There
I
really
mean, there's
isn't.
not a good choice, is there, in November?
No.
It's,
Unless
yeah.
someone dies, God forbid.
Or both.
That would be horrible.
There's,
I'm very afraid for that at Mass this morning. Are there any other Catholic churches that we should see besides the cathedral at Westminster?
let me think.
I don't know if you're Catholic, but
I'm agnostic.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think, actually. Catholic churches in London.
we're going to Paris next, so obviously we'll go to King's Chapel.
Came back from Paris last week.
Oh, no way.
Get ready, guys, for how there is really crazy expensive. Pre-Olympics, they're ripping you off massively.
Of course.
Every
No,
restaurant.
I didn't want to go down.
But it's beautifully clean. If you've been before, you would never have seen it this clean. It's so
Really?
clean.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah, they've really spent a lot of effort cleaning it up.
My girlfriend's going this summer for like 3 weeks to
Yeah.
see.
Oh, bingo. Here we go. Folks, new horses. You boxman. Lady Trooper on the left, returning. Zoom us out. Oh, of course, he's come right into the camera. Look. Now, I think we saw the gatesman go into the tunnel, guys, so it should be a double changeover. Let's see. There we have it. I'm 90% sure they're going to change over the gatesman and he's not in the archway. This happens on the hour. But if you follow me forward, you can now watch the next bit. Don't worry, you're not going to get in trouble, I promise. Yeah. Now the foot guards are going to come. So the trap that was in the arches before has been replaced. The new one's going to come out, go into the tunnel, and then go that way. Relief with the lady NCO, folks. Officer clearing the corner. Next up, the new gatesman. Definitely won't see this in Paris, will you? Yep, they're going to come back and possibly shout at somebody on your right if they block his path. Possibly. Officer's super on it, guys. Today, look at this. Here comes the new gatesman, folks. The tourists were so scared of the officer, they cleared enough space for 10 gatesmen. And boom. There you have it. Enjoy Paris. Pleasure. Right, folks. I've noticed actually the clippy cloppy horse that didn't have a good time. Why? I just realised, why are people from Massachusetts? Big shout out to Massachusetts. Why are people from Massachusetts so friendly and nice? You know, especially considering, as I joked with the lady then, especially considering our Boston Tea Party joint history. One of the horses doesn't appear to be in a particularly good mood. I'm not sure why, and I also have no idea why this many people are just standing here, because there's nothing happening. It's finished. I guess they're probably thinking, what happens next, because they can't get out of here except by going through the front gates again. That was a really funny moment, actually. I do feel sorry for the guy. He wasn't intending to be disrespectful anyway, but it was clearly a bit of a cultural and linguistic misunderstanding with the Chinese group, the tour group. Luckily, the guys jumped in and sort of diffused it a little bit, because that police officer absolutely would not take any nonsense. And if, for example, the guy had tried to remonstrate with him, and God forbid he pushed him or something like that, that officer would have clamped down very hard. We've seen it multiple times here. He absolutely does not take any nonsense, and it's a great thing, because I think that an iron fist sometimes here with these very large groups is appropriate. Softly does work in terms of Met policing in many respects, but even though these are ministry of defence police and are here to ensure public safety, they're not here to protect the guards. The guards don't need protecting. They've got a guard room, CCTV and security, plus weapons if needed. So it's not about protecting or looking after the guards, it's ensuring public safety from external threats, from stupid crazies like the drunk we saw earlier, and of course most importantly from the T word that I'm not going to mention in the video for fear of it getting pulled, but you know what I mean.
He's facing that way, so I think maybe we go over there.
This one's a bit restless, so I don't know why he's like all over the place, this horse. Actually it's a girl horse, sorry, it's not a him, it's a she.
Maybe he's getting tired of standing in one place all the time, holding the horse.
Yeah, I mean, an hour here per shift. I wouldn't personally like to stand there for 1 hour, but then I'm not a horse. It might have the same problem as before, guys. This horse is not in cooperating mood. Look, really not at all. I'm a bit surprised actually that the horse is back out again. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on. What happened?
He still went back.
At the back? Oh, what do you mean beyond the gates?
Yeah.
No, I was in the yard for the changeover. Why?
No, the Duke of
It's Scots Memorial Day.
Yeah, no. Oh shit! I keep fucking forgetting the names.
What?
The Duke of Kent, the Queen's cousin, has just stepped down from the Scots Guards.
Oh, really?
So now Edward's going to take over. He just laid a wreath at the ward, didn't they? Had his ceremony. He only walked on. I got it all on fucking camera. I was just walking past.
I was there
all the
initially
bands
this morning,
going.
but then they said it's going to start around 12:30. So I thought, you know what? Was there marching bands and music as
Yes.
well? Is that's going to be a copyright problem?
No,
isn't
it's
it?
sharing. I've just put it on YouTube. It's sharing.
Oh, it's lucky.
sharing.
Okay, good. At least one of us got it. That's what matters. Okay, so change of leadership at the Scots Guards apparently. Busker just explained it. Luckily he was out there. He got it. And despite my fears of copyright strike, his video should be fine. It was listed as sharing. In other words, they've marked that music as being able to be shared as opposed to exclusive rights. Happens sometimes. Okay. We are back at this end, not for long though folks, because we're almost at the end of part 2. On what's been, for me personally, a great day. I had a lot of fun talking with the tourists today and other people. Very interesting day. Oh, this bro would have definitely walked into the horse if the horse had been out. More interesting.
Did you guys want to see?
There's a problem inside. I don't know who got shouted at or why they were shouted at, but I think it's because they're about to pull open the gates and there were too many people that were trying to push through at the end of the tunnel, so somebody just got shouted at massively by the police. I think it's because they're a little bit too enthusiastic about being able to get out of here. Every time there's a shout, it's you, every single time. Oh, what, he didn't want people to push you on the gate too much? Makes sense. Okay, folks, there we are, look at this. Ta-da! I think that's the first time in one of these videos ever we've seen the gates being opened at the end of the tunnel. I don't think we're expecting anybody to come this way through the gates. Seems the officers want everybody funneled out the side, maybe until both gates are open. Oh, no, back to normal. There we are. Order, normality, fluidity is restored. How's about that? Simple, simple. Nice though. It's the first time I've ever seen the gates reopening in the middle of a video. It never happens. From the darkness into the light. And to be honest people, I think that's pretty much a perfect ending. Really, that's a beautiful sight there with the sunlight on Horseguardsparade. Notice there's clearing up the barriers over on that truck, slightly to the right of the frame. So obviously it all went perfectly well with the Scots Guards Memorial Day, as it did here with tourists and the Guard. A few funny moments. If you didn't see part 1, I will link to it in this part 2. I'll be back guys tomorrow. Bye for now.